Good morning.
Good morning. Welcome, you guys. We're seriously so excited to do this live video for you because if you guys are anything like us, I feel like it helps to or taking a leap like this. I think it's a good idea, and I want to congratulate each and every one of you for jumping on this live video, for being in the group, for watching this, even if you are watching the recording, because I think before you take any leap of faith, it's good to do research and to really figure out, okay, what is this thing? Am I crazy for feeling and thinking these different things? So I just want to say congratulations. Hey, Amy, thanks for jumping on. And Stephanie, hey girl. So anyways, if you met my husband earlier, Dean.
Finish. Oh,
we're still on. Okay, that was weird. I apologize. I don't know why it's saying, are we hooked up to Wi-Fi?
yep. Hold on. Bear with us. Okay.
Okay. Sorry for
Sorry.
that. We're out like in a parking lot. We're on date night.
Actually, let's show them where we're at. So we got away.
We're at Academy.
We got away from the kids, and she's taking me to my favorite place. I don't know if you guys can see that.
It's
Academy Sports. We're sitting outside the Academy Sports right now. We're gonna go shopping.
So yeah, so we're just doing this from our minivan, our sports car. It's pretty cool. But anyways, so thanks for joining us. We're just gonna share with you our story and our journey through this process, because if you're anything like us, you may be thinking and feeling some of these same ways, and I just want you to know that they're normal feelings, and we're just going to take you through the process and our journey from where we started to where we are today, and then just kind of some tips, I guess, to know like if this is for you. So I guess I'll start with my story and kind of what
Your
had
story
me.
almost 4 years ago.
I know, can you believe that?
That's crazy.
Crazy. So, yeah. So, looking back about a little over 4 years ago now, which is nuts. You just came home from date night at Home Depot, Amy. That's our jam right there.
Yeah.
Home Depot. Yeah. So over 4 years ago, looking into the future, I knew I wanted to be able to stay at home with my family for my kids, and we had just been married. I want to say like maybe 6 months or so, maybe a year. Something like that.
Yeah, about a year.
Yeah. And I knew that, like, looking down the road, I wanted to be able to stay at home, but I didn't know how I was going to do that. And I also knew that I super struggled with consistency working out. Like, I was the type of person before coaching that I would, you know, get on my little kick of working out and get on my kick of eating right, and then I would fall off. And he knew that, because when I was like, yeah, I want to become a coach, he was like, no, I mean, you basically were just like, okay, we'll see if you stick with it, and you made me work out on cement floor, in our basement.
Well, before you go and bashing me, why don't you just tell them
okay.
your mindset through it and how you were getting started.
Okay.
And how you came about it, and then I'll give my approach.
Okay, so in my own, before I get on into that, he's
and
right.
Just disclaimer, this isn't going to be like a perfect video. We haven't spent hours scripting it. We're just going, we're just like, let's go. Let's do this. Let's give the people the real deal.
The real deal, the real story. So, yeah, no, when I was thinking about coaching, I was not consistent with my workouts. And so, but I also had this passion. No, I wasn't. But I had this passion naturally to help people. I was a nurse. I worked full time as a nurse. And so naturally, that's like in my blood. It's my purpose. It's why I feel like I'm here, is to help other people. And so I was like, well, how cool would it be? I know coaching would hold me accountable because I am not consistent with my workouts. And I know if I have to run challenge groups and help people with it, that I would stay consistent. And again, it was helping people. So I knew it would keep me motivated and it would keep me going, because that's why I'm here, is to help others. So in my head, I'm like, this is like the perfect thing. I was so freaking excited, like so excited to the point where I am not kidding that I would lose sleep at night thinking of ideas of how I could help motivate people, and thinking about how I could simplify the process and how I could really, help myself through all of it, and knowing that I wasn't going to be perfect, but like, I was just so excited. And so that's really just like what got my wheels turning with coaching.
Well, and I think going back a little bit, I think what really drove it home for you was you had a passion because you knew there was something more out there for you. You weren't just put on this earth to go 4 years of college and then be a nurse and then make a 2% raise every year for the rest of your life either. Like, you knew you wanted to do something more and help more people.
Well, and that's true, because I had gone through college, and I'm a very, like, goal-oriented person. Like, I always want to be doing more. Like,
you never want to settle. Like, you feel
and not that I'm not content. I'm a super content and grateful person, but I also, I was like, I'm in my mid-20s. Is this what the rest of my life is going to look like? Like, I wanted to be able to, like, continue to grow. And I also knew, like, I didn't know that I wanted to go on and do, like, nurse practitioner. Or, I didn't want to do anything like that. So, but I wanted to continue to grow. And I also didn't want to just, like, settle either. Like, I wanted to step outside my comfort zone.
Because a lot of times, Kelsey, you're the type of person that if you reach this goal, you're going to go, okay, can I push a little bit more and get to the next goal? But sometimes in the corporate world, that requires a lot more demand and time away from your personal life.
Right.
More money comes, more responsibilities, typically.
Well, you've seen this past week. I mean, honestly, you've been working like 14, 15-hour days.
Oh, yeah. I work 17-hour days on Friday.
Yeah. He went in early and got home at like 9 p.m. And I was like, I was going to lose my mind with 3 kids. But that's a different story. But yeah, so it's, one of those things, like, if you want to move up the ladder in the corporate world, you got to put in more time. And I also was like, so I don't want to put in more time. I know where my priorities are. I know I want to be with my family. I know I want to put God first and family and then my career. But I wanted to keep my priorities in line, but while still growing as a person and being able to live out my purpose of helping other people. So, anyway, so that was what was all, like, laying on my heart, laying on my mind. Meanwhile, I decided I was going to bring it up with Dean. I was like, this is going to be perfect. I'm going to be able to help other people, be held accountable. And at that time, I'm going to be real with you, I didn't even think I would be able to make a 6-figure income with this. Like, I didn't. I would, we have weekly trainings called the National Wake Up Call, where we can hop on and they're like 30-minute calls where top coaches get on. And, I was hearing from these people, and I would not kid you, I would leave them crying, because I was like, this business is so amazing in the fact that we get to help other people. I was listening to these stay-at-home moms. I was listening to these moms that were teachers, these other moms that worked as an RN like me, and all these different types of careers and different backgrounds and some people were super fit, some people had weight to lose, but everybody's mission was to help other people. And I would get off these calls like goosebumps, crying, like, oh my gosh, I'm in the right field. This is what I want to do. And
Sorry.
And at that point is when I was like, okay, like, if I can make, even what I made as an RN, or even half of that, like, I would be winning. And doing that with helping other people, like, again, that was my perfect purpose. So when I started talking to Dean about this before, hearing all of that, like, I literally just wanted to help other people. And I had this little tiny part of me that was like, if I could do enough to, like, make even a quarter of what I made as an RN, it's worth it to me. Like, if I can help other people that much, it's worth it. And so I started talking to Dean about it, and you can go on and tell him a little bit what you were thinking.
Yeah, because here I am sitting, minding my own business, and then I get broadsided with this business opportunity idea, and I'm like, well, what's wrong with our life? Like, well, we're doing good. You're working, I'm working. Like, what? And then I hear it's a multi-level marketing thing, and I'm like, hold the phone. No. First, I never thought I would marry someone that wanted to be in something like that, because I don't know about you guys, but every time I see someone get into one of those businesses, that's it. They don't post anything else except that, right? And that's it. Like, you don't see or hear any more about their life except that. And I didn't want that to become our life, because I didn't want to trade my life to turn into a product life, right?
Right.
And so that was my thoughts going on when she brought this up. So I'm like, absolutely not. No way. You are not getting roped into one of those, because, okay, in my defense, guys, come on, back me up. In my defense, we are mostly ingrained and wired to be protectors for our wives, right? Our wives, our family. That's why men typically go to war. They go overseas, go to war, because we're protectors. We're warriors, right? Naturally. If that's what you want to believe, that's what I believe. Maybe you don't, but that's what I believe. And I'm like, no. Here I am. I'm going to protect you. You're not going to get involved in something like that, because it's going to be one of those deals where you get screwed and then we're left picking up pieces, right?
Right.
Because that, and I felt very strongly against that, very strongly, and to the point where it started bringing tension against us, because she felt very strongly about this, because she's very visual, and she could see that. She could visualize her life 5 years from now and it looking completely different. Like, I can never take this girl to go look at a house or land because she's visual, and once she sees it, she starts mapping out a plan, and that's like it. Like, and then that's all I hear about for the next 5 weeks is this house. The same with this business. She would not let it go, right?
Yeah.
How many times did you bring it up to me?
A ton.
Because she couldn't get it off her mind. I'd wake up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom, and she's up, looking at this business, thinking of ways that she can help people. And it's just like, I'm like, what are you doing? Nothing you don't want to know, okay? And then I'm like, okay, you're right. I don't want to know. I'm going back to bed. And so I was like, well, maybe if I don't bring it up, and she'll let it go. Like,
well, I specifically remember you saying, like, I don't remember what the time frame was, but, like, just don't talk about it with me for a little while, like, and see if whatever that time frame was, you were like, let's see if you still want to do it by then. And I waited, and I didn't talk to him about it for that, like, period of time, and I was like, hey, still want to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But with that said, like, you saying all those things, like, it did bring up those fears and hesitations in me. I'm like, well, maybe he's right. Like, maybe this is like a pyramid scheme, or maybe, and I am not a salesperson at all. In fact, I worked in the buckle on the way through my college, and I was so bad that they politely were like, Kelsey, we're going to have to put you back in the back, and you're going to unload the shipment, put all the security sensors on the clothing, because I sucked at sales. So
you're that good.
I was that good. So I had that fear, but at the same time, like, I knew I wouldn't lead with sales. I knew I would lead with serving other people, because that's where my heart was. So, yeah. Anyway.
So she kept bringing it up, and I kept shooting it down, because that's just not something I'm willing to get in, or willing to, spend time on, to find out that it's just a pyramid scheme or a waste of time. And I think I had that belief because I've seen 90% of the people turn into the multi-level sales pitcher. Like, they don't leave their friends alone about it, and they just push products. And really, like, what we've learned, like, what you got to do to be successful at this is turn that upside down, or make it a 180, and actually post about your life, because people connect with your life, not your products.
Right.
Like, it doesn't matter what product you have. If people don't like you, or they can't relate to you, then you're not gonna be able to sell anything, or you're not gonna be able to inspire anybody or help anyone.
Well, and to be completely honest, I never feel like I'm selling anything, and it's because I lead with serving people, and people naturally are like, I want to know what you're doing, and just by sharing my life. So I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, what do you think? If this is, who do you think this isn't for, and what do you think it's not? For example, if you're into this and that, what is this business?
Well, before we jump quite into that, I just want to, like, reassure everybody, like, the process from me joining and becoming a coach to where we are today, like, the connection that you and I've had through this has been a journey. And like at the beginning, as you guys could probably tell, he was like, absolutely not, like, you're not doing that, like, I'm going to protect you, that's a scheme, that's a scam, you're selling, it's an MLM, whatever. He was like, don't do that. And I was all like, I just want to help people. So we got to where we are today, where, like, he supports me 110%, and we do this together. We like to mentor people together, and it didn't happen overnight. So don't expect, like, your spouse to just be on board like on the day you join as a coach, because it's not going to be like that. So don't expect it to be like that. I mean, maybe some of you might be, and that's awesome if you are. I think that's incredible, but don't expect it. But my biggest tip, I think, through that is to love them no matter what, of course. And then, to just explain why you want to do this. I think when people understand like the why behind why you want to do that something, it helps them see it from your perspective, because men and women think different and we're created that way, and I think that's amazing.
Go figure.
But I think when I explained to you why, and then I got him involved, but not like in a naggy way. Like I might say, I don't even, just, I would briefly tell you bits and stories of what I was hearing, like on the National Wake Up Call that I was telling you about earlier, and just through other things that it sparked your interest. And so when you would see me working really hard and I'd be like, oh my gosh, I had a challenger lose 5 pounds this week, it like was so amazing, you'd be like, oh, that's cool. Like, and then I was staying consistent with my workouts for the first time ever, and he was like, oh my gosh, okay, and she's being held accountable. Like, so I just think it was a process over time. Mm-hmm. And then when you really start seeing like income starting to come in, and he was like, dude, we could pay our mortgage with your income. We were like, this is legit, right?
Well, it all, I think the biggest click for me or switch for me wasn't necessarily the money, but because here I am sitting here all negative about it, like, oh, it's just a bait and switch, it's just a trick job, it's one of those, it's just going to trick her in the end, and then she's going to find out it's not worth it, and blah, blah, blah. I don't think that was it. I think it was the people that were sending her messages and was like, Kelsey, I've lost 10 pounds. Kelsey, like, I came into your challenge group, I didn't buy a thing, and because of this workout I've been doing, and you've been making me check in because you truly cared about me, I've lost 10 pounds. Or, hey, I've gotten off my medication and I could cry. My husband is more attracted to me now, and like things like that.
But just sometimes you feel like I mean,
confident.
If we could be more personal here, you guys are my friends. Like, you feel better and more attractive to want to be intimate with your spouse. And so I don't even think it's like your husband's more attracted to you. I think you just feel more sexy for your spouse. So I just think it's like that combination that we were both starting to see, that you can actually help people through this. And like, it's not just, this or that. It's that we're really helping people, and not just physically. Like, I thought coming into this that this would just be like this physical transformation for people. And then what I was noticing is people are changing inside. Like, they're starting to love themselves. They're starting to respect themselves. They're starting to transform the way they think, their mindset. Like, I'm starting to get emotional just thinking about it, because that is like the best feeling in the world when you're changing, but then when you're paying it forward and you're helping other people have this physical transformation along with a mindset switch, and the way they're treating themselves with their mind, the way they're doing that self-talk, the way then they're transferring that over to their families and to their spouse, and they're treating their husbands, then the way they're treating their kids. Like, when you become a better person, it's not just for yourself, it's a better person for your family. And that is what is so powerful and so cool in this journey. And when he started seeing that, he was like, this is cool. Like, you get paid for this? Like, this is cool. And so, yeah, like, the process, took time, but of course now you think that this is like the coolest thing ever.
Well, and then another thing that I was real hesitant on was, all through college and even after college, I've always been like a gym person. Like, that's how you got into shape, and working out from home. I mean, come on, really? Everybody knows that's a joke, right? And so I've known Kelsey a long time, and this girl would never stay consistent with working out. And that's another thing I noticed change, because now that this is her job, she has to stick to it. She has to be accountable.
And it doesn't mean I'm perfect. Like, I don't want to bring on that conception either, but it pushes me to want to do better. Like, if I have a bad day, I'm like, well, I have to get back in this tomorrow. Where before, if I had a bad day, I would let that bad day turn into another bad day, and then that slippery slope of having bad days turn into a slide, and then I was back to where I was started. And it was just this vicious cycle where coaching has allowed me, when I have a bad day, to go, oh, we need to stop that slippery slope and turn that back up, and let's make tomorrow better, or let's make this next meal better. So
yeah, because people are watching you, people are counting on you.
Yeah.
Their results kind of depend on you sometimes, whether that's a good thing or bad thing. It's kind of a heavy load to carry, but if you're not showing up, then they're not going to show up, so you're kind of responsible for them.
Well, and as a coach, you're just like, you're a challenger. Every single group that you run in, you're a challenger, and that's what's so neat about it, is that you're never alone. You're never, like, quote unquote leading the groups. Like, you're challengers always, and that's what's really neat. So So back to a question that you had asked me before we went into that little rant.
Yeah, what kind of physical condition do you think the ideal person for this?
I think you had asked, like, what makes a good coach. What were you at? You asked something.
Well, who is this for and who is this not
okay,
for?
So this is for the person that, so it's, just to make this super clear, it's not that you have to be, like, super fit or, like, a magazine model or be at your ideal weight or even know what healthy food is. Like, to be a good coach, your heart has to be in it. You have to love helping people, and you have to love that to the core of you. Like, so much so that you would do it for free.
Okay, so I'm 240 pounds, and I have high blood pressure, and...
you're on medication.
I'm on yeah. So can I? I mean, why would I do this? I don't have a Beachbody.
This is good. I like this. Okay, so Dean, you're how much?
I like round numbers, so let's do 250.
You're 250. Okay, so you're 250 pounds. You're on medication. Why would you make a good coach?
Yeah.
Do you love to help people naturally?
Well, yeah.
Okay, so you already love to help people. You're gonna make an amazing coach. The reason why is because you're committing to yourself. A person that makes a good coach is just somebody who wants to be 1% better every single day. So, Dean, do you want to be better tomorrow than what you were today?
Yeah.
You want to be a little bit better tomorrow? Like, you want to be held accountable,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
And you want to help people naturally.
Yeah.
You don't have to have your act together or anything like that. But you're going to make an amazing coach because you're committed, because you're a coach. You're going to be held accountable because you're a coach. People are going to watch your journey, watch you go from 250, no confidence, on medication, but you love to help people. Your heart's in the right spot, and you're working every day to be better.
I mean, I'm going to be working out, and I'm going to be jiggling up there, and I'm going to be just... I can't even do a burpee. I have to do push-ups on my knees. Like, who wants to see that?
But that's going to inspire so many other people that are in the exact same boat. The thing with coaching, honestly, is that you inspire the person that was, like, 5 steps behind you. So, like, you're going to inspire the person that's 250 that wants to make a change but is scared not to because they don't want to go to the gym. They're scared of what people are going to think of them. They don't know what they're going to do at the gym. They're scared of where to even start. And they're going to feel more comfortable going to you because you were just there.
So you think there's people that are in the same spot as me?
Yeah.
That could learn something from me?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. So, like, let's say, you are ripped and fit. There's going to be a person that's 5 steps behind you and needs, like, maybe 15 pounds to lose, and they want to be that ripped. You can help that person. So there's not like a one-size-fits-all with coaching, because it's who you are, where your heart is, and the fact that you want to be that 1% better. So you don't even have to know what is a healthy food, what is not, like what to eat, what not to eat, because you're on your own journey, and figuring that out takes time, and it takes trial and error through trying different things. I'm going to be honest, like, I'm still learning. Like, there's something I'm like, I didn't know that was unhealthy.
So are you telling me Barbie and Ken are boring because they're already perfect?
Yes. Perfect people suck. It's true, though, because it's not relatable. Like, what is relatable is seeing the journey and watching the journey of, look for myself example. I've gone through 2 pregnancies, and I've struggled, getting back on track and figuring out a new routine, and, having to, like, stick with the workout program, and watching the struggle of trying to balance it all with kids, and And that's relatable. That's other people. And so I think when you can show that, no matter what stage you're in, whether you're pregnant and going through a fit pregnancy, whether you just had a baby, whether you're on medication and you need to lose the weight, or whatever it is, like, there's somebody else that can relate to this, where you're at in your life. So.
Okay, so I get that. Okay, I'm overweight, I'm on medication, I need help, I need accountability, I need consistency. But Kelsey, I don't know the first thing about a business or how to run a business or like how to even do this. Like, this is something completely different as far as out of the normal realm.
And that's a legitimate concern, because I was thinking that too. I didn't go to school to be in business. Like, my main degree is not in business, but the cool thing about this is it is a relationship business, which means you are making connections with people who, like what you just talked about. And we have amazing trainings in our team. Like, that's what makes our team so cool, is that we go live just like this on our team page, and you can ask the questions live. And we have a new coach mentorship where we mentor you one-on-one, and I will be with you along the way. You can ask me questions. You're going to go through it. And a lot of people are like, is it super time consuming? And it's really not, because there's one post a day, Monday through Friday, Monday through Friday, Monday through Friday for 3 weeks. And it's a post where you read through it, and there might be like a short video that goes along with it, and that's it. So it's not like it's not like going back to school. You have to treat it like you're going back to school, but you're not, in a sense, because it's not going to take you hours and hours and hours. It's just a post with a little video. So you have everything that you need in that to move forward in your business.
Yeah. Well, good.
Do you guys have any questions while we're on? I was going to go back through some of these comments. Always learning. Yes, Amanda.
Ooh, Amy followed you because of Aldi. She loves Aldi too.
I love Aldi. Aldi. So amazing. Hey, Allie. Yes, Stephanie, why exactly? Connecting with a person and not a product. Yeah.
Oh, amen to that.
Yeah.
And see, I think that's the biggest misconception that people get, and that's where a lot of people go wrong, and that's why there is a lot of turnover in some of these multi-level marketing businesses, because people go directly from being a person that they were, like a mom, and then they get their blinders on and they're like, okay, I've got to post about this product. I got this new facial cream, and I'm going to rub it all over me, and I'm going to show everybody I'm rubbing it all over me, and I'm going to change my profile picture to this product's logo, and I'm going to take a selfie with me with it. No.
Yeah.
That turns people off.
Right.
That turns people the other direction.
Totally.
You're just like the rest of them.
And I think what's so cool, too, Hi, Megan.
And I feel like, Kelsey, you do a really good job of teaching people of how not to do that, because nobody wants to be like that.
No.
I mean, when you walk into, let's say, a store, say you go to a convention, and you know these, oh, good, your battery's low.
Hey, we have a charger. Woo woo.
Let's say you go to a convention, and let's say it's some fair, and there's these booths there with people with their products, right? Do you, like, go, oh my God, I cannot wait till they call my name and say, hey, have to come talk about this product that I think would be awesome for you? Heck to the no. Heck no. So don't be like that. And we don't teach people to be like that, because that's, 1, it's shady, 2, it's creepy, and 3, it's ugly.
Well, going back to, too, like, the whole product thing, like, think of it like, okay, so when you are going to the mall and you're looking for a pair of shoes to, like, wear to a graduation or something, like, and you're going to a shoe store, you are looking for a pair of shoes, right? The salesman's not selling you shoes. You came in there looking for the shoes. Am I right? So you don't ever feel sold because you were looking for the shoes. So the same is true with this. Like, you're not selling. You know what? You're not even going to feel like that, because there's people that are looking for this. Just like anything else.
Yeah, and I think the biggest thing, the biggest game changer, how you do it versus a lot of other people, is she teaches people how to come. She teaches you to set up and get ready so people come to you based on how you run your business, instead of you going to people and going, hey, knock, 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 knock. Do you want to buy my product? Do you want to buy my product?
Right. And you invite people, but it's not in like a sleazy, salesy kind of way. It's like out of the goodness of your heart. Anybody on our team, I know Mallory's on here and Amanda will confirm to that. Like, you don't feel like you're selling when you're legitimately serving people. And I was going somewhere else with that. Shoot, lost my train of thought.
Well, I'll talk again, and maybe you'll want to interrupt me some more.
Okay.
So, yeah, now I lost my thought. That's great. That's awesome. Happened twice.
Oh,
So this is definitely not scripted, like I said before.
Oh, okay. So even if you've never used the products before, right? And you're like, okay, I want to change my life. I want to do this thing. So you become a coach. You start using the products. You got to stop getting in the mindset of selling, because let's say you go to a restaurant, or we love Aldi, as Amy mentioned, or Academy Sports. If you find something that you love, don't you like go out to your friends and you're like, OMG, I just went to Aldi and I saved like $50, or OMG, I just went to this restaurant, had the best steak of my life. It's a little more expensive than maybe like the grill down the street, but God, it's so worth it because it's so good. You have to try it out. That's how it feels when you get results.
And the server I had was really personable to me, and she asked me about my family, and I mean, I know her, like we've talked for years, like I've been going down to this restaurant for years, and I just love it.
And you know the difference between a good server and a bad server, am I right? You'll go to the place that has the good server because they treat you right, they always make sure your water's full, they ask you personal questions about your kids, whatever it is, makes you feel good. And that's what we do as coaches. That's what we do. And so it never feels like selling, because you're just sharing what you freaking love, and you love helping people. And so, yeah, I went on a rant, but it's true.
Got on your little soapbox.
A little soapbox.
Mom brain gotcha every time. That's right.
Yeah. Megan knows.
What did Mallory say?
Your health is an investment, not an expense. Exactly. That's a mindset switch for sure. For sure. Cool. Well, I don't have anything else with our story unless you guys have specific questions. I will be putting a form in this group later tonight, so you can ask your question, and then what Dean and I are going to do tomorrow is go live like this, and we're going to answer everybody's questions. But don't worry if it's like if you're like, there's no stupid question, just saying. But if you feel like, oh, this might be a dumb question, we're not going to say your name. So just ask the question. It's okay. There's no dumb questions, and we're going to go on live tomorrow and answer a bunch of them. And then, of course, if you're like thinking late, like, oh shoot, they're already live and I have another question, ask it while we're live. It's totally cool. But we're gonna do that. We're gonna share how you make money and our personal income progression, and then we'll open up enrollment for tomorrow. We have a new coach mentorship starting soon, so we are so excited.
I hope you guys like having me on, because she's paying me good money.
Good money. It's
great. She's taking me to Academy tonight.
Yeah. And something that's cool too when you join our team is that we work together a lot of it, and so you'll get mentorship from both of us, because I really believe in having I think there's a good thing to have a man involved. I personally do, and so I think having the perspective from a man is good. So that's what's super cool about our team. So anyways, I hope you guys have a great night. Don't hesitate to ask your questions. I'll be posting that form later tonight, and rock your Saturday night. Love ya. Thanks for joining us.